Do you think that, after JD's performance and how his performance been kind of all season, because he's kind of been up there for just a stock 1000 bike, you think there's a good chance of Honda coming full-fledged Superbike next year?
One can only hope. I mean, from what I understand, the bike that Gillum is on is a Superbike, from my understanding.
Okay.
They have the full rig. I mean, they have Miguel Duhamel's old rig out there, so that's in pristine shape. So, I mean, hopefully next year they do run 2 Superbikes and run it out there. I mean, there's going to be some changes coming in 27, I think. So, one can only hope.
Got you. Lewis, man. SuperSport class. Were you guys surprised at what Cam Peterson was doing? Because he seems to be, throwing a little bit of, I don't know. He's getting in the way, right, of the championship with the other guys. The way he was running this weekend. Are you a little bit surprised? I just figured he was going to come along as they've been sorting things out all season.
No, I mean the dude could ride. I didn't think the dude was not going to be in the top 5. If you look at the people that are in the top 5 or 6 in SuperSport, ex-Superbike rider, ex-Superbike rider, ex-Superbike rider, ex-Superbike rider, Blake Davis. It's like that's your top 5 right there, and he should be there. I mean, the dude is a fast guy. He knows how to ride bikes. He's been on a Superbike, and he just needed to sort a little bit out on the V2. And I guess he sorted out the couple of things. He's got the feel that he wants. He's got the feedback that he wants from the bike, from the tires, from the package. We know that the V2 is not slow. I mean, it's won championships, or it's won previous to Schultz. I mean, it won the previous 2 or 3 SuperSport championships. So we know it can win.
Right.
So it's just a matter of the right guy sitting on the bike and getting it up there. I mean, PJ shows that the bike's competent. Cam is just as competent a rider as anybody else in the front, and it's just a matter of him putting everything together. I don't mind him being in the mix because, again, you have to win a championship. I don't have to give you a championship. I don't have to move out of your way so you can win a championship. Now, I don't want to disrupt the championship either and crash into you and take you out and break your leg or hurt you and cause you a championship. But if I'm racing for 3rd and you're in 2nd and I can catch you, I'm not going to let you keep 2nd just because you're racing for a championship. I don't give a what you're racing for. I'm racing for food. I got bills to pay too. So whether you 1st or 2nd, if I'm right behind you, I tell everybody, man, in top level racing, the guy in 15th place will kill the family of the guy in 14th place for 14th place. You think I won't go after you for 2nd or 1st place? All day, man. All day. So let him do what he's got to do. As long as he's not taking people out, as long as he's not riding super dirty or anything like that. If he's a clean, fast rider and he can get to the front, let him be a clean, fast rider. You got to win that championship. Nobody's going to hand it to you. And Schultz is the same way, man. He's a take no prisoners kind of guy. And if he's in 2nd place and he can get 1st, he's going to do whatever he's got to do. If he's in 4th, he can get 3rd. He's going to do it. So again, I like the championship. I like how close it was this weekend. Like, it was the closest that I've seen it for the most part between 1st and 5th in a couple of races, because the last couple of races, the top 2 or 3 have kind of walked away from everybody else and left them in the dust. But this track, the design of the track, the flow of the track kept everybody kind of bunched up. So it was fun. I enjoyed the overall weekend in SuperSport, and I like the results too. We still have a championship battle going on. There's still a possibility that somebody other than Schultz will end up at the top of the pile there at the end of the year.
Got you. Reese, man, who was the bigger winner of the weekend, PJ or Schultz? I mean, they kind of flip-flop between race 1 and race 3 positions.
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
I was saying, which one of the 2 riders came out better, Schultz or PJ, or it was kind of break even just based on swapping positions?
I mean, the bigger picture. I mean, I think it was Schulte. I mean, Schultz came out a bigger picture of that one. He had a good battle on his hands with PJ and Cam. I mean, Cam P was right there. But but you can see that I think they were struggling a little bit, and they kind of figured out in race 2 what they needed to figure out to get that bike up there. So I think overall, I think Matt came out the bigger picture with that. He came back out on top, like it swapped places again. So I would give that to Matt, all day. Like it was a bigger picture there.
Yeah, I would say the Yamaha, they're going to be selling a lot of R9s next year after the race 2. The R9 was pulling on a V2, bro.
Because it's stock. It's right from the showroom floor. Only thing they changed was they removed the headlights and bodywork. That's it. It's 100% stock.
100% stock, man. That's a fast Japanese bike.
Who said it was stock? Who said it was stock?
The thing is, you sell the perception of the bike that when you go to a dealership and buy an R9, your R9 can do what these guys' R9s can do, and your R9 can't do what these guys' R9s can do. Unless you plan on buying the R9, dropping it off at a tack with a check for like 60 grand, and then picking it up a month later. Then your bike can do it. Not you can do it, but your bike can do it.
I mean, you think the R1 can do it too? If you go buy an R1,
I mean, at least a stock R1's got 200 horsepower.
Well, I mean, JD showing that a stock 1000 Honda can get on the podium, so anything might be possible.
Super stock is super not stock.
Just sounds like once you're on a racetrack, there's nothing that's stock anymore.
No. There's nothing stock no more once you hit that track. It's all gas and go.
Yeah. Lewis, you talked about the top 5 or top 6 in Superbike. You can probably kind of say the same thing about the top 5, 6 in Supersport as well. Seems like they were pretty close, even though Kayla was maybe a little slower in the pack of 6 compared to the other riders. She's still like, there's the riders in front of her, and then the riders behind her. It seems like she's been pushing that these last few rounds. It seems like they all kind of coming in their own overall on the in the Supersport as well.
I mean, we talked about this earlier this season. I said from the beginning of the season she would be in the lower half of the top 10. Because realistically in Supersport, there's 10 to 12 really good riders. And then in some races, they pack the field with local expert riders and everything else. But there's 10 or 12 true and tried every weekend. They're there to race Supersport riders. And she's in the middle of that pack of 10 to 12. And that's, she's showing the results of where she belongs. She belongs in that mid top 10 area. I think as she rides more and she gets more experience, you'll see her start to creep up a little bit more. As she gets more physically strong too, because if you look at the guys at the front, these guys are in amazing shape. And, everybody at that top level, you need to be in amazing shape. You need to exercise. You need to be strong. So I think as she gets a little stronger, gets a little bit more confident with the bike, you'll start to see her start breaking into that top 5 a little bit more often. And as some of the guys that are at the front now maybe move back up to Superbike, that'll give her an opportunity to move a little bit further ahead in the pack and maybe start to be a regular top 4, top 5 rider and compete for some more podiums. I mean, right now, the top 5, man, it's just such a stacked deck of cards, man. It's just the ace of spades, the ace of diamonds, the ace. It's just ace, and like a king and a queen. It's like, so some of these aces, they're great because they help the king and queen get stronger. I mean, Blake Davis will tell you he learns more every weekend following these guys and racing with these guys than he would have ever learned racing with kids of his own age.
Right.
And the same thing is going to happen with her. When she can now start to keep up with them and see them and keep them in sight, she's going to learn as well. Her racecraft is going to get better, and it's just going to help her progress. And I look forward to that, man. I look forward to more of these younger kids getting the opportunity to move up there because, I mean, some of the Twins Cup kids, they had really promising Twins Cup careers and move into sport bike. We thought we were going to see them at the pointy end of the sword, and they've all kind of disappeared, dude. Yeah. Like I don't see a Max Van anywhere. I see him walking around, but I don't see him competitive in SuperSport. You know, all these guys that were in Twins Cup or Junior Cup, they kind of disappeared, man. Like either they're not on good bikes, or you know what, they kind of reached their podium level, their crescendo level of talent, and now, you know, you have to work harder because you run out of talent. The only way to get to the next step is working harder, and maybe some of these guys aren't working hard. You know, Casey Stoner said something that I've said for years, but he finally said it on TV, so it matters now, because when I say it doesn't mean shit, but when Casey Stoner says it, it means the world. He said, you know, hard work will beat talent until talent decides to work hard. And a lot of these kids raced on talent, and now that their talent is maxed out and they're not working hard, now you start to see the guys that are working hard exceeding the guys that just have talent. So you have to work hard with your talent. You can't just do one or the other.
And you know, and you mentioned that, and it's not a forgiving sport like in the NBA or baseball, where you can not work hard for some years and still be in the league.
Still making millions to ride the bench.
Right.
You know,
we won't say no names, but there's somebody that's played like 8 games in like the past 9 years, and he's still making a couple million.
Exactly. You know, which is the crazy part. So, you know, these guys that you're mentioning that were doing well in sprint, I mean in the Twins Cup, and now in SuperSport, how much time do you think they actually have? I mean, is it already too late for some of these guys that are struggling, or they probably going to just start reaching in their own pocket to to cover their future? I
mean, a lot of them are still reaching in their own pocket to cover their rides, but how long are you going to reach in your own pocket? That's the real question. You know. How long is daddy or mommy's money going to be able to cover you? Because I mean, you're 18 years old. I know you're not making $350,000 a year to cover paying for a ride. I know that you're not, unless you're independently wealthy, hit the lottery. You got guys like Gus Rodeo. Gus Rodeo is a great rider. He's going to BSB, to finish off the season in BSB. But this entire season, he was trying to find ways to go ride and just couldn't find a ride, couldn't find funding, couldn't find this. Great talent. There's, no lack of talent there. You got Rocco Landers. Rocco Landers has bounced around all over the place. Twins Cup, Junior Cup, Baggers, anywhere he can find a ride, he'll take the ride. But, it's kind of, for me, it's a little bit derailing his career, because you can't just jump from series to series to series trying to find a home. Like, you got to find a home. But why doesn't he have a ride? The dude could ride. The guy's incredible talent. And again, at a certain point, it's like, you know what? Either people get tired of your shit, they don't want to ride with you because you're too much of a pain in the ass, your parents are too much of a pain in the ass, or your check didn't clear. Check don't clear, you don't get a ride either. So.
Jay Gagne got on the podium for the first time in a long time. What was that like for you guys, seeing him up there and being competitive? Because even in qualifying, he qualified third. In the championship is so close as far as Fong. Like, what is the relationship like in the paddock with you guys? And is there like a plan for the next 2 rounds as far as working together to maybe get the championship? Reese?
It's not. Yeah, I'm here. It faded. I mean, we were happy to see Gagne up there. I mean, that was a blessing to see it. Maybe that gave him a bit of motivation to continue on and to work hard. I mean, he's got to get over that fact of, his fade on his muscles and his arm. I mean, just the fatigue is there. It's not fate. It's not where he has arm pump. It just has muscle fatigue. Mm-hmm. But that was a great. I mean, him and Bobby get along very well in the inside the trailer. I mean, they bounce. I walk through there and I hear them bouncing ideas or little different tweaks and tunes of the track. I hear them bouncing stuff off each other all the time. So, I mean, we want him to be up there. We want him to be. We know that his arm has he still has a fatigue. We just want him to be up there in the battle, at least show signs, get up there, work. I mean, little by little, it's coming along. So it's like it's hard to say something negative. We all love Gagne. We want him to be here. We just got to get him up there. We just got to figure out what we can do to get his strength back in there. Nice. I think it's coming.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's good to see you. I'm looking forward to the next couple of rounds. It's gonna be crazy. Now you got the guys have 4 weeks off, so a lot of is that easy work for you guys to take this 4 weeks off, or you guys are just planning on working?
No, I mean, you got to stay on it, stay on the gas, and stay ready to go. And now it's just like how, Lewis was saying, hard work. We can't take our foot off the gas. This is when you actually got to put your foot on the gas and go even harder, because you don't want to lose anything that you already have. So now it's time to actually put our foot on the gas, because we got 2 rounds left. One is a tough round, so, we just gotta put our foot down and go even stronger and get ready for the big one of Coda, and then get ready for the three-headed monster of Jersey. And then like Greg said, I mean, Jersey always have that threat of the R word. Always have that threat.
Yeah.
R word, H word, T word, tornado, hail, hurricanes. You never know what you're gonna get at the end of September in Jersey.
Oh, it's
no,
Jersey.
We might get anything. It's Jersey, man. That's home for me.
Same here, man.
Yeah. We might get anything up there.
Yeah, I've seen anything up there. The times I've gone out there and raced and stuff, it's always fun. I still have some bad tent canopy memories. So hopefully the guys will be with you that weekend. It's Labor Day weekend, or it's
it's at the end of the month.
End of the month.
At the end of the month. Yeah.
The guys will be with you guys, and it won't be too bad. But you never
Actually,
know.
I don't know if it still happens, but that's the time of year where it used to be Lord of the Flies. Like the entire track.
It still is.
It still gets just attacked by every fly in South Jersey. I remember I used to be like, yo, man, I feel like one of those Save the Children kids covered in flies asking for 5 cents a day to feed me. We used to be in the paddock with towels, just like, fans, everything, just covered in flies, man. Your bike goes out every session, you come back caked in flies.
Yeah, I do.
We get everything up there, man.
Yeah, everything near NOLA, another track. There's a lot of bugs. Ridiculous.